welcome to the Atlantic Giant for 1999. 8 of Europe's toughest men in 8 of the most demanding events over 2 days. Our first event is the loading event, and these are 5 stones, all weighing between 100 and 180 kilograms. They've got to be lifted and carried up to 8 meters and placed onto a platform up to 1.5 meters in height. Sounds easy? Huh, wait and see. First to go is Magnus Samuelsson. He comes from Sweden, 29 years of age, and Sweden's strongest man in 1995, 6 and 7. Came third in the World's Strongest Man tournament in Las Vegas in 1997. So that first stone then, 100 kilograms, just a baby one to start with. And he's been in very good form, Samuelsson, of late. And stone number 3 there, weighing 140 kilograms. No problem for Samuelsson. Number 4, 150. All, of course, different sizes and awkwardness as well. This final stone, 180 kilograms, an incredible weight. About 400 pounds, I think. And Samuelsson struggling to get this one up to that 1.5 meter height. And it's a big problem here for Samuelsson. Struggle there for Magnus.
Unfortunately, I lost the balance of the 5th stone, and when it came up, I dropped it, and it turned, so the sharp end came down, and I was again trying to rush it, dive, holding breath, and as I pulled it, power went last time. So no excuses, just being stupid.
Next up, the oldest man in the field, the Hungarian Laszlo Fekete. And in Britain, for some reason, he's called Leslie Black, which is very odd. The strongest man in Hungary from 1998 to the current day. There he is. And also the international strongest man in 92, 93 and 96. A very, very tough competitor. Hard to beat. But he has competed against and beaten men like Magnus van Magnusson from Iceland, Gert Badenhorst, Hans Ulrich, Thorsten Henning, and of course Bill Linden from Australia. So some good scalps on his belt. Fekete now 41 years of age. And once again, this 5th stone weighing 180 kilograms, causing problems for these men. Fantastic performance by Fekete. All 5 stones up and completed. Superb performance. And a spit on the stones to go with it. So there you are then. That's Fekete, the oldest man, setting the standard. Next up, we've got another new face, Torfi Olafsson from Iceland. Runner-up in the Iceland Strongest Man tournament in 1995. Here he is. But his best performance, I think, winner of the Strongest Man of Iceland in 96, 97 and 98. So pretty consistent over those 3 years. Also teamed up with Magnus van Magnusson and Gunnar Thor to become the Viking winners, the Team Viking winners. And one of his favourite events is weight carrying and, of course, the wheel flip. Well, here he goes then, trying to get a bit of support. Torfi Olafsson looking to lift stone number 5. Also, the world record holder at the Husfellstone. He walked 94 metres with 180 kilogram weight. So there you are then. That is Torfi Olafsson, a new face to the International Federation of Strength Athletes. And doing pretty well as well, getting the 4 up. Bernd Venenberg next, and of course he's an old face on the circuit. So, first one up, no problem there for Venenberg. 35 years of age, Dutchman of course. Dutch strongest man, 93, 95, 97 and 98. European strongest man, 3rd position in 1987. So he's been a very consistent performer, Bernd Venenberg. Qualified for the World's Strongest Man final as well in 1998, but couldn't partake because he picked up an injury. Referee for this one, by the way, Jamie Reeves. Been a referee since 1987, and probably the strongest referee in the world to date. And of course, Jamie Reeves, whilst I digress here, World's Strongest Man, of course, back in 1989. And not surprisingly, Venneberg having problems with his 180-kilogram final stone. It's a very awkward shape to lift, isn't it? And he gives up. Well, you can't really blame him, can you? So this loading event causing a few problems for these men early on, as was anticipated. One of the favourites for the event now, Jukka Aula. And of course, he's always got a fantastic support here. Aula from Finland, 28 years of age. Very slight man, really, in comparison. 186 centimetres tall. Finland's strongest man in 97. World team champion with Raiku Kiri, also in 1997. He won the Las Vegas event the same year, the world's strongest man. Also the Helsinki Grand Prix last year. And this year as well, so a hell of a performer. And he's actually one of his favourite events is the stone loading. Also likes the deadlift and the milk walk. We'll call that mill walk, shall we? And well, look at this. You wouldn't bet against him doing this, would you? There you are, all 5 up then for Jukka Aula from Finland. Superb performance. Next up we have a man, the local Regin Vagadal. He's got lots of local support here from the Faroe Islands. Once again, not a big fella, but a winner of the Faroe Islands Strongest Man, 95, 96, 97 and 98. Very consistent. Also won the guest competition, the guest competitors category, I should say, of the Icelandic Strongest Man last year. Third one then for Vagadal, number 4 now. No problem for this so far for him. And loading events, one of his favourite events. Also likes the deadlift, the mill walk and the Husafell stone. But once again, having a problem here, but will he do it? He will indeed. Look at that wonderful lift from Regin Vagadal, and this Faroe Island crowd really getting behind their man. This Atlantic Giant event made up of all North Europeans. Well, looks like the winner of round 1, Vagadal.
Okay, I had an advantage because I had to go after Joko and Magnus and all the other guys, but I never thought I would win it, but that's how life is.
A very modest man, and Regin Vagadal, they're doing that in 37.24. The fastest time picks him up 8 points and puts him in top spot with one event gone. And Aula, not surprisingly, they're up in 2nd place. Good performance. Next event is the deadlift. And first to go, Torben Sorensen. Torben Sorensen, 27 years of age, from Denmark. Now this deadlift, it's a high bar of 40 centimetres, and they got to lift the bar once, minimum, and then each competitor has got 5 additional attempts with rising weights, of course, and the starting weight is 250 kilograms. There it is. There they are. That's the first one. That's Torben Sorensen, 27 years of age, from Denmark. Not bad there at all. Second in the World Strongest Man qualifying event last year. And loading is his favourite event. Next up, as you can see, Laszlo Fekete. This is his 5th lift. Oh, has he done it? Yes, he has. Nice straight back there by Fekete. Straps are allowed in this event. Not always, of course. You've seen that before. Straps been disallowed. And if there's a tie, there will be a count back. Next up, Magnus Samuelsson. And this is his 5th lift, his final chance at 360 kilograms. Oh, and it's a big problem for Samuelsson. He packs it in, and not surprisingly, after 5 goes. Now the bar goes up to 380. And a new competitor once again, René Minkvits. And René Minkvits, also from Denmark. One of two Danes in action. And he's 29 years of age. Here he is then, René Minkvits. Works as a security guard when he's not doing this. Trying to psych himself up there. Minkvits, this is his 3rd lift at 380. Big lad. Oh, he's got it up. Look at that. Straighten the back. Pull back, and you've got to keep... Oh, and he's gone off balance there, Minkvits, and that's not going to count. Well, will he go again? That's the question. As you can see, look, 4 men required to move that back into position. And if you've noticed as well, barefooted, Minkvits.
30 seconds left.
And don't forget, there is a time limit for this. And I'm not too sure that René's going to do this in the required time that's left. It's going to be very hard for him. Straps applied. Here he goes. Success for Minkvits, well done. And there's our referee Jamie Reeves there just confirming that. Well, that was a very, very good lift for Minkvits, and that's going to put the pressure on the rest.
What happened?
Balance. I went off balance. So, but I knew I could lift it, so I try again. So, but that's it.
Now the Dutchman, here he is then, Berend Venneberg, 35 years of age, trying to get this crowd behind him. And this is his 3rd lift. And it's 380 kilograms, and no problem for Venneberg there, showing off a wee bit as well, holding up the weight far longer than was necessary. And Regin Vagadao now, this is his 4th lift. Once again, it's 380. And once again, barefooted. No, he knows his limitations. That'll do. That'll do for him. Regin Vagadao failing at 4. Next up, the bars are going to go to 400 kilograms. And there's still men left in this. Torfi Olafsson, he's going to go next. Don't forget, he's one of the new faces on the circuit. From Iceland, 26 years of age. So, Torfi Olafsson, only a young man, big future. Weighs 180 kilograms. Here we go then, 400 kilograms this weight, an incredible weight. Oh, look at this, and that enormous strain on the back and the legs, but that's a big smile on the lips. Superb lift then from Olafsson. Well, I'll tell you something, this man's going to pose a big threat in this Atlantic Giant for 1999, and he felt that. Venneberg, of course, succeeded with a big smile in his 3rd lift at 380, now trying 400, and this is his 4th lift. 4th lift then for the Dutchman at 400 kilograms, which is an enormous weight. Can the crowd get behind him sufficiently? This looks beyond Venneberg, to be honest with you. Oh, it's a big struggle. I don't think he's going to continue. That's enough for one day. And now you wouldn't have a pound against this man doing it, would you? Fourth lift then for Juuso Aula. And of course Aula's such a fantastic competitor. 28 years of age, from Finland. .400 kilograms. A cross-hand lift from Aula. And what an incredibly strong man he is. Look at that. Incredible. Oh, goodness me. And he's bitten his lip or his tongue there in that effort. I hope that's all it was and not just sheer effort that caused the blood to flow. It may well have been, you know. The pressure gets enormous. Well, Torfi Olafsson now going for 420 kilograms. And I'll tell you something. This Icelander is a big, strong man. And, of course, he won the Viking Challenge team title with Magnus Van Magnusson and Gunnar Thor. But hasn't competed too successfully at the highest level, but maybe coming to his own here. Only 26, as I say, and they tend to take a bit longer to mature, these men, and get to their absolute optimum strength. Olafsson, you wouldn't bet against him doing this. 2 meters tall as well. Maybe too big to get down there. Maybe next year, okay, fine. So Torfi Olafsson then quitting, not surprisingly, at 420 kilograms. And then the smallest man in the field, Juuso Aula. I mean, this guy is just absolutely amazing. He's 1.86 tall. So say he's the smallest man in the car. In fact, he's the same height as Venneberg from Holland. But I'll tell you what, such guts, such a competitor. Oh, look at that nosebleed, goodness me. Look at the pressure there, the blood pouring out of his nose. Wow, look at that. What an incredible lift from Juuso Aula. I mean, how on earth does he, that's how he does it. He's broken a blood vessel in his nose, lifting that weight. That is absolutely
it's not so
phenomenal.
dangerous what it looked like.
Yeah, but what is it?
I have been ill almost 4 weeks now, and my veins in my nose are so weak. That's why it bleeds.
You lifted 420 kilos today. Was that your goal?
I didn't accept so much because, like I told you before, I have been ill, and but usually deadlift is very good event for me.
Incredible. So Aula then picking up 8 points. And Olafsson, well, still doing very well here. And Minkfitz getting in the point as well. 380 kilograms over. Aula in front with 15 points.
It's a flat-out masterpiece, an all-time classic.
Sometimes there's so much beauty in the world, I feel like I can't take it.
5 stars, biting and brilliant.
Oh, I see. You think you're the only one who's sexually frustrated.
Well then, come on, baby, I'm ready.
All hail a real American beauty. Now, winner of 3 Golden Globes. I rule. Including Best Director.
That's how things really are.
And Best Picture of the Year. American Beauty.
Greatest hits of the 60s. An amazing 8 CD collection.
How do you do what you do to me? I wish I knew.
144 of the greatest hits from the sensational 60s. 8 CDs, $29.99 plus post and packing. Just call this number now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 CDs packed full of your favorite 60s songs. Just call this number now.
But where do you go to, my lovely, when you're alone in your bed?
An exclusive television offer, just $29.99 plus post and packing. An amazing 8 CD box set.
Anyway,
These are the greatest hits of the 60s, and they're available to you by calling the number on your screen now. 8 CDs, $29.99 plus post and packing. Don't miss out. Order now.
This is British Eurosport's legendary number 10s competition, and every week you could win the latest and the most powerful video game station. Here's the question. Which notorious Argentinian number 10 scored a World Cup goal with his hand? Was it Kempes, Maradona or Ortega? If you think you've got the answer, that game station could be yours. And we've got exclusive Eurosport hooded sweatshirts for the runners-up. So get on your phone now and call 090...
When you're picking up like stone like this and going for speed, it's got a lot of luck. You gotta have very smooth and good beginning, and if you can put the stone high enough, then you can run with it. But if you make some troubles and lose the stain, miss the stain, everything can happen. I'm gonna win? No, I'm not gonna win. I can promise you that. I'm probably gonna fuck it up.
Well, very candid interview there. Right, Torfi Olafsson there, giving his opinion of this. First to go then, Laszlo Fekete. This is the Husafell stone. It weighs 180 kilograms. It's got to be carried 30 meters in the fastest possible time. And as you can see, it's an enormous stone. And I tell you something, goodness, if that drops on your foot, you've absolutely had it. So, Laszlo then off on his trot of 30 meters. And as I say, the time is the thing to watch. 30 meters then, in the fastest possible time. And it's not a bad start, this, by Fekete. He's going to cause a few problems for these guys. There you are, over the line. And next up, the man we just heard speaking, Torfi Olafsson. Let's just see if he does indeed do well or not. So this Icelander, a newcomer, as I say, only 26. Well, he's got it up nice and quickly, and he's under no illusions about this event. Well, taking a bit of time there to get it comfortable, but he's offered it quite a sprint. 180 kilograms, that's a big problem for Olafsson. Oh, he's going to get a chance to pick it up again and carry on, but I just wonder if the effort's going to be a bit too much for him. And of course it hangs in such an awkward position that unless you've got it comfortable, you've had it. Gutsy effort though. Gutsy effort by Olafsson, but he's not going to complete the course. I don't think so anyway. Oh, well, he might have another pop here. Well, he's not going to give up. And this, don't forget, this weighs just short of 400 pounds. And that's an incredible weight. Well, he's got 25 seconds. Well, he's not going to do it, is he? There you are then. He quits, and not surprisingly. So, prophetic interview right at the beginning of this then. So there's Husafell stone, then going to cause problems for most people. Next up, another newcomer, René Mikvits. And he's done well so far, René. He got third position in our second event, the deadlift. And he's once again taking a bit of time here to get it comfortable. But once it's up, he's off. Mikvits looking good. He likes weight carrying as well. He's that's one of his favourite events. Also likes the wheel flip, which is coming up a bit later. Don't forget 8 tremendously difficult events here, and that's a lovely walk for Mikvits. That's good timing for Mikvits there. Oh, I just wonder if it's going to get him in the points. Mikvits 34-38. Olafsson, of course, didn't finish. Now, Yuko Awala, and, well, he's got to be one of the favourites for this. Here he is. Don't forget, the sheer pressure of that deadlift caused his nose to bleed. He says he's not been too well over the last few weeks. But I tell you something, unless you're absolutely 100% for this kind of event, you've had it. So on the starting line, Jamie Reeves then with the stopwatch. And Aula, well, in lifting position. Up it goes. And that's taking quite a bit of time, isn't it, for most of these athletes. Here he goes, and I tell you something, he's going to really pump round this course. Don't forget the time to beat so far, 34.38. Keep watching the bottom of your screen. 34.38 to beat. What an athlete, look at that, unbelievable. 30.4. 30.4. That puts him in top spot. He's the man to beat. Regin Vagadal now. Can he do better? He's the local man, of course, the Faroe Islander. He's the man they're all behind. Sprint off the block then for Vagadal. Oh, up it goes. Well, only 2 jigs there and it's up. Right against the chest, hugging that brick, that rock. What a start this has been. Look at this. Don't forget, just over 30 seconds to beat, and he's going to do that surely. Barring accidents here, he's going to absolutely walk it. Fantastic time. 22.47 for Regin Vagadal. That was a superb event for him. I tell you, that's going to be incredibly hard to beat. 22.47. That puts him well up in top spot. 8 seconds quicker than Aula. And all of these Faroe Islanders having an absolute wonderful 2 days. Next up, Magnus Samuelsson. And I tell you what, this Swede is an enormous fella. 2 meters tall, 29 years of age, and a very consistent strong man. Sweden's strongest man, 95 to 97 inclusive. And here he goes. He's won this event last year. Look at this speed of Samuelsson. He's the reigning champion, defending here in 1999. Look at this speed. Unbelievable. Goodness me, I don't believe it. 17.39. And I tell you something, that was unbelievable. Well, you didn't think, did you, that Aula's time would have been beaten by 80 seconds by Vagadal, and then suddenly in comes Samuelsson and knocks another 5 seconds off that. Unbelievable. 8 points then for Samuelsson. Vagadal in a good spot there with 7. And here's the overall rankings at the moment. 2 points in front now, Aula. Vagadal on 19 in second place. Samuelsson now up to 3rd place. Torben Sorensen down the bottom. Well, the weight carry now. Competitors have got to lift and carry. They can't drag a weight that is approximately 200 kilograms over a distance of 13 meters. They go 2 at a time, and the fastest time wins. So a bit of individual competition here now, and that will spur these men on. Yuko Aula on the right and Venneberg on the left. And, well, look at that, Aula around that turn very quickly. Great technique here from Yuko. And, well, that's 15 meters. Well, he's done it in, what, 21 seconds or something? Incredible. Good time. Good time indeed. Jamie Reeves there saying that was a good time. That was a good time. 18.56, in fact. Venneberg did his in 23.65. Next up, Vagadal against Samuelsson. Massive difference in height here. Don't forget, Samuelsson's 2 meters tall, and Vagadal is 6 inches shorter. Well, that's not bad, is it? That's at least 6 foot, Vagadal. And once again, this 200 kilogram weight to be taken over a distance of 30 meters in the fastest possible time. These Faroe Islanders out in force. Samuelson then closest to us, but Vagadal gets off to a good start. Shorter man, of course. Not sure if that's going to be an advantage for him. But suddenly Vagadal gets round that turn a bit quicker, and Samuelson struggling. Samuelson dropping the block, and he's runs over the line there, almost throws it over the line. Well, Samuelson looks like he's got home cleanly as well in 1791. Vagadal just behind there at 1821, so less than half a second. Next up, Torben Sorensen in action against Laszlo Fekete. Not too much between these two men. This Hungarian against a newcomer, 27 years of age, from Denmark, of course, Sorensen, and, well, struggling already here. Fekete leaving him in his wake. Oh, goodness me. Oh, that looked very, very painful. And that's also going to upset the rhythm of Fekete here. But, well, he's got through that, Laszlo. And, well, he's done that in 1888. That's a good time, but not good enough. It's not going to put him in top spot. That was a nasty accident. Oh, that was a nasty accident there for Torben Sorensen. I'll tell you something. Whether he can continue or not is another matter. Here we go again. Watch this. Oh, turns his foot over. Just turned the right ankle over there. Fortunately, the weight did not hit him, but he's turned his weight over. There you are, 1791 for Samuelson. 8 points for him. Vagadal very close in second place. Aula, well, picks up once again more points there, and he's still 1 point in front. Vagadal, though, doing well for the locals in second. Start of day 2 then, and we've lost 2 competitors, Torben Sorensen and René Mingvitz with injury, but Yuko Aula starting what they call the mill walk, and this is the man who can go the furthest with this incredible weight, 400 kilograms. It's got to be lifted clear of the ground, of course, as you can see, and walk round as many times as they possibly can. You can't rest the bar on the lifter's belt, as you can see. The weight must be carried any way you like except on the belt. And it must be, oh, well, Alawala they're doing, you know, he's a fantastic competitor. Well, and it goes around in degrees. Don't forget, they measure this in degrees, and that was 1,230 degrees by Awala. Whew, forget the distance. This is all about degree. Next up, Regin Vagadal, the Faroe Islander. It's our 5th event of a scheduled 8. Still to come, of course, the barrel hold, the loading event, and the wheel flip. But Vagadal now looking to get himself in the money here. And the distance to beat is 1,230 degrees. Don't forget, each rotation of this circle is 360. If you remember back to my school days. So it starts on the northern point. There you are, 360 done. Up to 720. For the second rotation, and Vagadal, you know, he doesn't look like one of the world's strongest men, but my goodness me, he's got an awful lot of courage and character. Oh, and I tell you, he's going to push. He's going to push Awala very close here. Oh, can he do it? Can he do? Oh, what a shame there for Regin Vagadal. Cool, didn't he do well? And I tell you what, that's 25 degrees off, equaling Awala's distance. That's 1,205. Fantastic. That's very good from Vagadal, isn't it? And I'm not too sure whether being tall or short is the order of the day in this event. And there's Awala going to congratulate him. He's up. And these lads, of course, very encouraging of each other. And here is Magnus Samuelson, 2 meters tall, big boy. And of course, I just wonder, he's one of the, in fact, Olafsson's out now, but it looks like he's the tallest man left in fact. Yes, he is. And the distance to beat in degrees, 1230. Up it goes, 400 kilograms. They call this the mill walk. Magnus Samuelson, this incredibly strong Swede. Once again, you know, although he's a big fella, there's nothing outstandingly huge about his muscular armory here, but he's a very strong man internally, of course. Right, how far is he getting? Oh, and suddenly he begins to lock up. He locks up. He locks and... Oh, and he's close to Vagadal. He's getting very close to Oh, look at that. He just dips. And I tell you something, that's not going to be far off Vagadal's distance. That was very, very tight. Well, look at that. They actually drew 12.05 each. 6.5 points apiece then, but no doubt about the winner of that event. The Millwalk going to Yuko Aola. And there you are, Aola still in front now, 35 points overall. Down the bottom, of course, the two men have been eliminated. Venneberg, 16.5 points, not doing too well at the moment. Well, now we've got a very, very tough event. This is the barrel hold, and these barrels each weigh 200 kilograms. They've got to be lifted clear of the ground together for as long as possible. And, of course, the best time wins. Straps, as you can see, are allowed here. First to go. First to go. The incredible Yuko Aola. Here they go then, and fortunately he plugged his nose to stop the blood pouring out. And I'll tell you what, you would not bet against Aola winning this one either. Just beaten everyone in the Millwalk. And this deadlift, well, I'm not sure if he's favourite for it. Don't forget Sorensen and Mink Witz out of the running. And there's the pressure on those hands. Well, 30 seconds has been beaten. Oh, goodness me, what an incredible event there. 400 kilograms suspended there between those shoulders. Amazing. 37.66 for Aola. Next up, Regan Vagadal. And a strong fella, this guy. And the time to beat, 37.66. Once again, those straps being applied. Give a bit of traction, of course, to the handle and to the bar when they use them on the bars. I'll tell you what, I'd struggle just to pick the chains up, I think. So, with all the local support, Vagadal lifts 400 kilograms, and let's just see how long he can do it for. Don't forget, he's got to beat 37.66. You've really got to consider Aola as the milestone to beat. He sets the standard for everyone else to overcome. And they're not quite as high off the ground for Vagadal here as they were for Aola. And then you can just see them dipping slightly here. Vagadal struggling. He's gone, oh goodness, well, he went past the 30-second mark and suddenly they fell. Well, 32.06, still a very respectable time for Regan Vagadal. Very respectable indeed, but about 5 seconds behind, 5.5 seconds behind Aola. But a great effort there. Next up, Samuelson. And I tell you something, this big man, I just wonder, he's got them a lot further off the ground, of course. I don't know what the physics will say about that, whether it's tougher to keep them higher. I've no idea. But I tell you something, it probably isn't much in it. I just don't know how much gravity plays an effect. Anyway, Magnus Samuelson then, 400 kilograms to be dragged off the floor almost, and well, he's up. They're off the ground, and it's very painful already for Samuelson, this Swede. And this is probably not Magnus's favourite event. In fact, he says, you know, he's got no favourites, to be honest. He said they're all okay, sort of thing, but his brother Jorben, by the way, was the Sweden's Strongest Man winner recently, last year, in fact. And Magnus is a Swedish farmer. He's got a flock of, a herd of cows. He's a milk farmer and also grows timber. And that's not a bad time then for Samuelson. What was that? 32.81, so puts himself at the moment in second position, just beating Venneberg there. Not bad at all for Samuelson, the farmer. Well, just a shame about the farmer's walk in this Atlantic Giant for 1999, but no guarantee, of course, he'd win that. Next up, Right, Torfi Olafsson. Torfi Olafsson looking to get himself in the money here. And don't forget the time to beat 37.66. Watch the clock. Olafsson, big man. Once again, 2 meters tall, 26 years of age. Winner of the Iceland Strongest Man competition is 96, 97 and last year. And he's a bit of a weight-carrying fan, this fella. So Torfi Olafsson then, looking good, looking very good. Goes past, oh la la. Well, just went past Aula's time there. In fact, he's in top spot 38.16. Excellent. So Olafsson then wins the deadlift barrel hold. And hasn't he done well against some very stiff competition? In second place, Aula, 37.66. There you are, in fact. And Samuelsson bringing up third spot, 32.81. Fekete there, quite disappointing, 18.88 for him. But Vagadal not doing too badly either. In second place overall, but Aula looking very strong. So, penultimate event then, this is the loading event, and they are barrel kegs, as you can see, sorry, beer kegs. They weigh 100 kilograms each, and they've got to be lifted and carried and put onto a platform that's 1.5 meters high. 2 competitors at a time, of course, and the time limit is 2 minutes, and the fastest time wins. So, there is Magnus Samuelsson in action against Regin Vagadal, and lots of people here on Vagadal's side. 2 more to go after that one, and it's close this, it's very close. Vagadal there on number 5, 1 to go, and he's just in front of Samuelsson here, just in front of Magnus, and he's just home, right in front of Samuelsson. Superb run then for Vagadal, and this crowd absolutely going doolally, they're loving it. Vagadal 32.44, look at that. Samuelsson 32.84.
Regin, how do you feel?
Nice. Now I'm half a second better than Magnus. So, looks like it's a fair competition.
Well, he's happy to be half a second in front of Magnus, and here we are, Fekete now. Up against Torfi Olafsson, and I tell you something, there may not be much between these two. Big lad, of course, Olafsson. He's got to go down a bit further and pick it up a bit higher, but Fekete shorter, more explosively built. But a bit behind at the moment, the Hungarian. And he's 41 years of age now, and I tell you what, he'd much rather be drinking it than lifting it. Well, Olafsson beginning to lock up a little bit, but not doing at all badly. And Fekete, penultimate barrel for him. But this Icelander looks like he's got, yes, he's got the edge here on the Hungarian. .41.22 for Fekete. Olafsson 41.18, just squeaking past Laszlo there. Well, look at the difference in size. Well, Baron Venneberg against Jukka Aula, the event leader. The competition leader. Venneberg there trying to unnerve him right at the beginning with a handshake. Of course, they're old mates. Vagadal, of course, in front and just watching to see if these two men can overcome that lead of his. So there's Aula. One hand on platform, says Jamie Reeves. Lovely Sheffield accent. Here he goes then. Aula gets to barrel number 1. And so does Venneberg. Well, Aula not doing at all badly here, just got his nose in front. In fact, I'd always pick Aula to beat Venneberg in a speed event like this. Shorter man, of course, has that very explosive build and incredibly strong to go with it. 1 to go then, and 2 to go for Venneberg here. He's not going to be too far behind, I don't think, but no doubt about the winner. There you are, wonderful run. But is it enough? It's not. He's about 3 seconds behind Vagedal's time. And Venneberg, of course, well, he's a bit more behind that as well. Venneberg, 40.56 he's done that in. And I tell you what, Auer's done that in 35.12. But don't forget, Vagedal did it in 32.44. That's the difference. And Samuelson, of course, he did it in 32.84. There you are. That's confirmation. 8 points for Vagedal. He tell you what, he's going to push him very close now. Samuelson with 7 points to Auer. Well, he's not too far behind. Oh, look at that. Getting very, very tight. It's switched between 1 point and 3, this one, hasn't it?
What can I say? The only thing I can do in last events is try my best. I've been losing points now and then because of mistakes and just being stupid sometimes. I need to have a nice finish, I think. When you have to remember when you compete against Ahola, he's a very professional, very strong guy. You can't afford to make mistakes, then you will lose. Radin, I see, is a big surprise this time, but I didn't expect him to do so well. But Ahola always knew is good. And when you do as I have done this weekend, you will lose. But now I need a nice finish and then I go home and train again.
There you are then, Magnus Samuelsson being very candid there in perfect English. And we've got the final event. This is the wheel flip. 2 wheels weighing 350 kilograms are going to be turned 8 times. That's about 20 meters they'll travel. 2 men, of course, at the same time here, and the fastest time, needless to say, wins. And Olafsson against Samuelsson. Samuelsson from Sweden, Olafsson from Iceland. And there's not much in it age-wise. This man's 26, 3 years younger than Samuelsson. And I'll tell you something, this might look easy to most, but terribly difficult event. Very heavy. As I say, they weigh 350 kilograms each. That's in excess of 700 pounds. And Samuelsson finishes first in 28.87. And, well, he's just having a good time, isn't he? Torfi Olafsson there, having a good time here in the Atlantic Giant competition.
It's not a very good event for me, but the tire is very, very light. It will be a running contest, and we will see. I think I can win him.
Well, he says they're very light. I tell you something, 350 kilograms is not light. Let me tell you that for nothing. Well, we've got Regin Vagedal nearest to us against Jukka Auer. Jamie Reeves kicks him off. Here they go. Well, who's your money on? The local man or the favourite? And I tell you something, look at him go. I tell you something, this Jukka Auer is such a great competitor. You'd want him on your side, wouldn't you? Vagedal, of course, getting spurred on by the local crowd here. He is their man. But look at this incredible athlete. Oh, what a time there. 27.19. Absolutely destroying Samuelsson's time. I hate to say it like that, but 28.87 for Samuelsson and 27.19 for Auer. What a great competitor. Vagedal, by the way, respectable time there. 36.25. Did well.
The Federation, the International Federation of Strength Athletes, have a very strict criteria for Grand Prix events. So the events have to be a very high standard, the equipment has to be a very high standard, and you see the results today, a very good competition.
It means a lot of me. It's always good job if I can beat Magnus.
I was beaten on the day by a better man, and I just have to make sure I'm in better shape next time. That's how life is.
Well, fantastic competition. There's the times, look, 27.19 for the small man, Yuko Aula, beating Samuelson, and he's delighted with that. Vagadal also, once again, very impressive there. And there are the overall final scores. The Atlantic giant for 1999 with 56 points, Yuko Aula. And that is very, very impressive form once again from Aula. He never, ever disappoints anybody. But I tell you something, it's been a great competition for all concerned, really, when you think about it. 8 tremendous athletes, 8 very, very tough events over 2 days. And I tell you something, we have a genuine champion. We have a genuine champion here in Aula. He's a real great competitor. There's Magnus Samuelsson, and there's Regin Vagadal, who did so well. He really did excellently here. Can't argue with that. And here's the man. He's the man. Just a small guy, but with a big heart, big reputation as well. And once again, king of the Atlantic competition. He's the Atlantic giant for once again for 1999. So the defending champion keeps hold of the title in very good style. And don't forget that nosebleed he had. That was the effort that was required for him to win that event earlier. The deadlift, and his nose absolutely poured with blood, didn't it? There you are. Thanks very much for joining us once again for the Atlantic Giant Competition of 1999. Once again, look out for more full-strength challenges here on Eurosport throughout next year. Take care. Thanks for joining us. My name's Steve Holdsworth. Goodbye.
Foxes face FA Fury and Hamed's heading home. This is Sports Centre.
Luke, Fisher, Forsberg and Zubrilova vying for the medals in sprint, pursuit, the mass start and the relay. Ski and shoot and ski. The story of the sharpshooters with staying power. The Biathlon World Championships from Holmenkollen from Saturday at 9:30 live on British Eurosport.
Now, Eurogoals tonight is part of our European Championship Legends series. It's the European Championships from the 80s. 1980, which was held in Italy. 1984, held in France, featuring that great French side, including Platini and Tigana. And 1988 in Germany, where Holland, led by a certain Ruud Gullit, and spearheaded by Europe's top striker of his time, Marco van Basten, were the team to beat. And England didn't do too well. Then we've coverage of the US PGA Tour, the Buick Invitational in California, where Tiger Woods was going for 7 straight tour wins. But up next on British Eurosport, it's another bit of nostalgia from 2 years ago, the world's strongest man in Holland.
Welcome all the spectators of Eurosport. We are here now at the moment at the east side of the Netherlands in the center of Hardenberg for the strongest team of the world contest. 10 teams from different countries will be fighting here for the honor.
Hello, good evening, a big warm welcome to, as Ronald Wusterberg said there, the World Strongest Team Championship 1998. 9 teams from around the world, 2 representing the Netherlands, and we're coming from Hardenberg on the east of the Netherlands, as Ronald said. And we've got 8 spectacular events lined up for you tonight. '20 supreme athletes as well. Our first event tonight will be the triple truck pull. And just to fill you in, we have the English team in action here against the Finns to start off with. There's the English pair, Jamie Reeves and Bill Pittock. And they are really up against it because they are going up against the Finns. More of them a bit later. This an overarm pull. And it's 3 trucks each weighing 1,200 kilograms, sorry, 12,000 kilograms. Must be pulled over a distance of 15 meters. In a maximum time of 90 seconds. They're looking to be the quickest pair. Wait for the signal, there's the whistle. Well, 24.91 for the Brits. That is beatable. So the reigning world champion then we have in action here, Jukka Aujala, 26 years of age, and he's pulling with Sami Heinonen. And there's the whistle. Well, 21.97, well inside the English team's time. And here's the Dutch second side. Netherlands 2, we will call them. And Geert Gerrits, 33 years of age. And Jarno Hams, 23 years old from Romsop. And of course, massive support for these Dutch sides. It's the first one to go in our first event. And that's a very good time, 21.53. And that's put them at the moment in first place. And they're happy with that. And our South African side now, Gert Badenhorst on the left of the picture. And of course he is partnered by the other South African, Wayne Price. He's 30 years of age, and here's Badenhorst, a real character. Seen him a few times before. He's 35 now, and probably at his peak, 22.44 there. Not a great time. And here we go for Germany. Heinz Olesch, the bearded German in action. And the efforts required to do this must be unbelievable. Martin Muir, his pulling partner, 26 years of age. 5 years younger than Olesch. And not a bad time there at all for the Germans, 22.47. And these are the Faroe Islanders. Interesting pair. Begin Bagadal, we've seen him before, he's only 27. And we've got a replacement, Peter Baltus, he's 26, and he's actually in for an injured compatriot who couldn't make it, of course, because of the injury. But that's not a bad time there for the Faroe Islanders. Don't have too many people to pick from, of course. And here we have the very strong Swedish side. Magnus Samuelsson, of course. He's only 28, Samuelsson, and Torbjorn Samuelsson as well, 25 years of age. Both come from Kisa. And here are the Norwegians, Sven Karlsen and Sturla Davison. And the effort, once again, required to do this pull is something quite amazing. 3 trucks, 12,000 kilograms, pulled over 15 meters in a maximum time of 90 seconds. And here are the favourites for the contest. These are Netherlands 1, as we will call them, and Beren Venenberg, 34 years of age, and he's partnered by Wout Silstra, and he's 33. And these are undoubtedly, well, there you are, that signifies their favouritism for this team championships for 1998. Superb pulling then for Netherlands 1, and that's a great time to beat, very difficult time to beat. Well, the Hungarians trying exceptionally hard there, as you can see. And that's not a bad time there from the Hungarians. Fekete Laszlo, we've seen him before, and Madanos Tibor. Well, they know it wasn't the best, but not bad. So there you are then. After the truck pull, Holland full, 10 points. Sweden in second, Norway third. England, a pretty dismal 10th position there, with only one event on the scoreboard so far. Holland 2 doing well. Well, now we have the loading, and England this against the Faroe Islands. There's the Englishman. And this is 6 different blocks. They've got to be loaded onto a truck over a distance of 6 meters. And the time stops when the team has loaded the blocks. Now, one man can do them all, or 2 teams can work at the same time. And these blocks, by the way, weigh 120 kilograms, and that is some weight. And Bill Puttock, 35 years of age, feeling the pace here. Our second team then to go, South Africa against Germany. And Martin Muir, only 26 years of age, against the South African. And the South Africans, of course, real characters. They've endeared themselves to these crowds. Well, Wayne Price there, and here at Badenhorst, once again, always getting a good clap from the crowd. Now, Finland-Hungary, this is an interesting one. The Hungarians there in the light blue shirts against the Finns. The Finns well fancied for this tournament as well. Fekete Laszlo of Hungary, 40 years of age, one of the senior members of this championships. And they're struggling. So the Hungarians then struggling. And now, Netherlands 2 against the Norwegians. And this is a fascinating contest. And, well, not surprisingly, look at that, picking it up as if it didn't even exist. This Dutch team really firing on all cylinders. Excellent effort. Fantastic effort. 21-10 then for Holland 2. And that's going to probably put them up pretty high. So Sweden-Holland now. Holland 1, of course. The championship favourites. Oh, and that's a nasty drop there by the Swede. And that's a real shame for them. Magnus Samuelsson and Torbjörn Samuelsson. And there's, well, 21-50 then. And that puts the Dutch in the lead. Oh, good effort there from the Swedes, but, well, beaten by this buzzing favourite side. Oh, there you are. Finland pick up 10 points.